everyone, and welcome to another episode of Studio Insights. Our team recently have been traveling the world and learning lots of amazing things, seeing lots of new exciting places. So we're looking forward to bringing that inspiration to you through the newsletter, on YouTube, and all of our content that we put out. So have a look for that. To get started, I wanted to try something a little bit different for this episode.
Oh, okay. I love this.
I wanted to know, Kim, what emotion describes your question?
Oh,
Just a taster of what's coming.
I love this. What emotion? Reflective? Is that emotion? An emotion?
Oh, yeah, I reckon that's good.
What's yours?
I like it. I don't know how to say it. It's hard. It's probably like a like fear.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Morbid, but I'm sure a lot of people in the industry feel fear every now and then. So hopefully it will help you with something.
Now they're all tuned in. Yeah. I don't know if reflective is an emotion now that I'm thinking about it. I will go with
it's like a mood, which is fine.
a vibe. Okay, you're satisfied? Cool.
Yeah.
Love that. Good one.
All right, awesome. Well, you can ask the first question, Kim, if you like.
All right. Okay, how was I wording it? For me to keep in alignment with the best version of me as a leader, as a person, friend, what advice or tips do you have for me?
I think empathize with the other person. So like, I think everyone has different perspectives. So like stepping into their shoes, a little bit like the human-centered design stuff that we do, like thinking about how they might see things differently, or empathizing with them, seeking to understand. So figuring out like what's going on for them so you can like respond in the best way possible for them, I think is a good one. I think be authentic, which is something that we talk about a lot, because I think if you're authentic, you'll attract the right people. And if people do fall off, they're probably just not in your tribe, and that's okay. You don't have to please everyone or be best friends with everyone. So I think continue on your journey of being like super authentic and doing what feels right for you, and like feeling that bliss and joy, because I think that like passes on to people that can relate to that or like are your tribe. I honestly just think do what you want to do, because I used to think like you need to adapt for like the other person, but I truly think like if you just do what makes you happy and keep living life the way that you're living it, which is like your ultimate life, and feel like you want to like connect with someone and you have like that urge to be like, I'm going to reach out with them or I want to catch up with them, like that is where the best moments will happen, because you genuinely want to connect with that person. You're not forcing a connection because you feel like you have to. So I really like following your intuition and doing what feels right in the moment for you. Was the question like how to be a good friend, leader? Is that what you mean?
Keep in alignment with the best version of Kim. Okay. For those things. Yeah.
I think do like your self-care stuff. So like listening to your body and like taking time out if you need it, not just like pushing through, and whether it's like working all night and like you might need to like sleep a little longer one night, like actually planning your week out so you can have that time for yourself, so you can be the best version of yourself. I do think like listening to podcasts and reading books, watching YouTube videos of people that inspire you, that definitely helps me. Like if I feel like I'm sort of leveling down a little bit, I'll spend like a lot of my time like listening to Gary Vee or Tony Robbins or Impact Theory and just let it like all soak in, and I sort of like become those good habits or that version of myself that I want to be. I think ask others for advice. Like if you're feeling uncomfortable about something or you're not quite sure how to deal with the situation, like it's okay to talk to people that you trust and like reach out to them and like express yourself and be able to like come up with a way forward with someone else. I think reflect on like the amazing things you've achieved as well, because that can put you in like a really good mind frame and like help you connect with others better and be like the happiest version of yourself. I know I forget to do that a lot, like what I've actually achieved, and I focus on the negatives. So maybe like writing down like things that you've achieved in the past like 2 months or in the past week, and like really feeling like how proud of you are for doing that, even if it's like small steps that you've taken. I'm doing a thing at the moment. So Victoria actually got it for me. It's a journal, and it's like a guided journal that has specific prompts. And at the start of each day, you write down what 3 things are going to like describe like your aura today, or like how you're going to be. So for example, it could be like strong, love, and intelligent. And then you have that like in your head all day, and you make sure you always portray those things through your interactions. You also write down like what would make today great. So for example, if you are feeling like you haven't connected with someone in like a bit of time and it's like weighing on your mind, rather than just letting it sit there and like impact life, in the journal, like what would make today great is, for example, contacting my nan and like talking to her on the phone for an hour and like connecting with her. Or so doing that. And then at the end of each day, you reflect on what you actually did and what you could do differently, or why you didn't do the things that you said. So it's sort of like a great like habit builder to be the best version of yourself.
Sounds awesome.
Really like that. That's all I can think of for now.
Thank you. They're really great. Thank you.
That was really good.
Well done, Hannah.
Yeah, God, that was good.
Thank you. Appreciate
Okay,
that.
cool. So my question is, I wanted to know, so I'm running some workshops and user interviews over the next like few days. And something that I struggle with like facilitating workshops or speaking to people in like a set period of time is like keeping it on track. So I've noticed like people might have useful information to share, or they get like really comfortable and they start like giving you all this great information. But I've found that it always seems to be rushed towards the end, because I'm struggling to like complete the template or whatever we're needing to get from the session in the time period that we have. So I was just wondering, do you have like any advice on how to keep sessions or workshops or coaching sessions like on track and in the time limit?
Is the talking that's coming up adding value to your process and what you need at the end of that workshop, for example, or the conversation? Sometimes. Do you need help?
I feel like it's rapport, and I don't want to like break, because it's like building rapport when they get excited. Like, so there's two parts.
Yeah, okay. Which one do you want help with?
Probably the rapport one, I think, because I think when it's important, like it should fit within the time. But yeah, the rapport is probably the difficult part.
Yeah, okay. The one thing I would like honestly say to like start it off is like, don't worry about building rapport, because you're a good human anyway, and you're likable, and you have those kinds of exchanges everywhere you go. So I don't think you need to build rapport. I think by you just being you, whether you're giving like a direction, whether you're just saying hi to someone, you'll always have strong rapport with the people you're with. So if you're just you, your true essence, your true self as Hannah in all moments, rapport is just a natural like thing that happens regardless of your situation. So I'd really, really sit in that and feel comfortable in that, and know that it's not a need for you to build rapport.
Yeah, that's good. I think I notice sometimes, and like I think maybe the authenticity thing could help is like I might be enjoying it as well. Like they might be saying something really funny and I'm like, this is hilarious. Like I'm loving this. But maybe like the authentic part can be like, this is so funny. And like say exactly how I feel about it. I'm loving this, but to keep on track, we're gonna have to keep moving on. So maybe it's like incorporating both parts rather than being like, we have to move on.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. You make a joke about it because you're in it and you're like, this is hilarious. I want to know how it ends, but like we're on a time limit here. So if you can give me what I need in the next 17 minutes, I'll allow you the last 3 minutes to finish your story, you know, like have the banter there. If you've got that rapport already, definitely. And they'll get it as well.
Yeah. Okay. And when you're going through, so like each slide has like minutes on it.
Yeah.
Are you actually looking at the time and being like, it's like 8:20 now. I've got 10 minutes, so at 8:30 I have to move on. Are you doing that check as you go through the?
Yeah, sort of. They're there as a guide. I will admit personally that sometimes they are completely derailed. Like I've had times in the past where the first activity is double the time, but I'm like, it needs to be double the time because there's so much confusion happening in my room right now and I don't know how to resolve it. So it happened last week in a workshop actually, where someone was like, what are we even doing here? And then someone else was like, yeah, what are we even doing here? And I was like, yeah, well, I knew what we were doing there, but I was like, that's very concerning that two people are saying that. And then I got into my head and I was like, what are we doing here? But I just stayed silent and I allowed them to talk it out. And through that, they needed to air things that were just whether they were distractions from other parts of the business, or one person needed to answer another person's question, or they had phrased it incorrectly. It wasn't like, what are we doing here? It was like, I don't know, is that the right problem to be solving right now? Should we not prioritize this and park that for the next time? But I didn't know what to do in that moment. So I was kind of like, okay, I'm just going to see where this goes. And that's where the time went double. But I was like, I don't know what the go is here. And that conversation is giving me a lot of context because I needed to understand complexities and culture and the environment. So I just listened. They resolved it themselves and they're like, oh no, this is a very good use of time. Okay, back to you, Kim. And then I went in, but knowing that because that discussion played out, I was still thinking of the activities to come. And I was basically just documenting, okay, that's actually helping with something I need later on. That's another thing that I need, like that's filling in part of the template for later on. So that meant that I was like a little bit safe in that I could shorten some of the other activities, because part of the discussion that they brought up early, I had planned to do later in the conversation. So therefore I didn't need to do the activity then. It was just like, skip that slide because we've done it already. And then, yes, I am paying attention. And sometimes there has been times where I've not been able to complete a part of the template or an activity that is like, it's in there for a reason. We know it adds value. And that will be because, just trying to think of an example that might have happened recently. As we're going through the process, it reveals itself. Sorry, just say I spent more time in one thing, like I'm doing a topic at the moment that I don't know anything about, I don't really understand, so I need to go deeper than I usually would. I'm being curious around the topic and trying to understand the complexities of the topic and how that plays out for different audiences, meant that I couldn't do one of my activities. But in my head I was like, okay, am I sacrificing this? And if I sacrifice it, will I still have what I need to be able to do my next step, which was a storyboard? And I was like, yes, because although it's not fitting into that template, I have the information just in another format. And then I also was thinking, as a backup, there's another touch point with the client where I can follow up and get this information booked. So it didn't matter. And then basically what I did was just readjust that next session to incorporate the thing that was missing. But
Yeah.
I'm just constantly saying to myself, sorry, that's like a lot of detail, but if I just give you one thing, I'm just saying, do I have what I need right now? Do I have enough of what I need right now to get me to the next step? And that's where I go, okay, activity finished. Like sometimes it's like sometimes it's like a really full template, right? And then sometimes there's like one dot point, but it's because I've made the decision. I have what I need right now. I need to move on because I need to get this other question asked, because otherwise I don't have what I need.
Yeah. Okay.
But they're like, I know the times in the templates that you're talking about are a guide. But for me, like they don't work for me anymore, the way I run the activities, those times. Yeah. I kind of am just gauging, we got an hour left. I still need to do these 2 significant activities. Should I move on now? I'll give it another 5 minutes, sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. No, that's good. I think I'll like run it and just keep in the back. Like I sort of have done that in past workshops where I'm looking at how many slides are left and like figuring out in my head as we go, okay, do we need to move quick or do we need to move slow, depending on how much is left? Yeah. So I do sort of do that. But yeah, I struggled with the times because I'm concentrating on like facilitating conversation, typing the notes. And then I'm like, shit, I don't even know.
Another thing
that took 3 minutes, or if it took 10 minutes, but it's valuable, so I'm still going. Yeah.
Another thing is, I'm just thinking, like, you're doing a brainstorming workshop, right? Like, there's it's judging the energy in the room as well. Like there's a significant amount of time in that which can get out of control and may not add as much value, depending on who your audience is, in priming them to think differently, in priming them to be creative, in priming them to think outside of their job. I can't remember how much the time is, but just say it's 20 minutes. If you've got a crew that's ready to go and they're like, let's fucking go, I got ideas ready to go, just move on. But if the energy of the room is like, I'm not sure, like you can cut it short, right? You don't need to spend too much time. If there's a lull in the conversation, if it's taking longer for people to present and put forward ideas, contributions, insights, perspectives, then it means that you have the important stuff, or you have enough of the important stuff to move forward.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a really good insight, actually. Analyzing your audience and adjusting. Yeah, that definitely makes a lot of sense, because one of my workshops where it did go over, the audience was very enthusiastic and they were very good at like sharing ideas, and it doesn't take a lot to prime them. I had like an activity which was how to sneak a monkey into a bank to get them like differently, and they all had to tell me like, how would you sneak the monkey in the bank?
Yeah.
And that activity like went for a long time, but it's because they had so much energy and like were so ready. They were just like coming up with all these ideas of how to get a monkey into a bank. But on reflection, maybe they didn't need that, because then I would have had more time for like the other activities, because they were already so like good to go.
Yeah.
Then maybe with another client that needs to think outside of the box, something like that would be useful to get them like comfortable with saying things that are a bit funny, or 100% what they think is the right thing, but just like sharing their opinions. That is a good insight.
That's interesting, Hannah. Something I haven't thought about before, what you've just brought up there, but I think it's like a valuable kind of like discussion is hold on, I'm trying to reflect on what it is. When it's what are you trying to, I don't want to stick it to brainstorming right now, but it's what do you need out of the people? What state are you priming them for? And how do you get the most impact with what you're doing there? So is it short, sharp, give me the response, ding, 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 ding? Or is it, no, you need to go deep. You need to get into the story. You need to feel the story. And it's the depth, and I think it's the depth that you need people in. Do you need them in a sprightly thinking, think quick mindset? Or is it feel deep into the story, because you're going to need them to empathize and elaborate in something that you're priming them for, and being conscious of that. Or is it like, are you just getting people to feel safe to speak up and everyone to voice their opinion? If that's the case, it's more about, I don't know if this is right or wrong now, but just like playing it out is, if you just want to get everyone to feel comfortable to unmute and say something, then I would say short, sharp things is like, give me one word that is stimulated by the image that you're looking on screen right now. And then they have basically just broken the seal and said something. But you don't need, I don't know how the bank example goes, but I imagine that could go for a long time if everybody shares. So it might not be, when you're trying to just get someone to feel comfortable to speak up and contribute in your workshop, that's not the best activity to run for that purpose, but it serves a very good purpose for empathizing and storytelling and that sort of thing. So thinking about what state do I need these people in, what's going to create that for them.
Well, I guess with that one, it's speaking up, but it's also like thinking about things differently. So like breaking from their previous tasks and thinking about something like a little bit out there that's different to what they've been working on. And then they're in like a different state where they're thinking about something so weird. And then they move into like the actual goal and they're able to think like a little bit differently is the intent of that.
Yeah. And so for me, like what I do is that I just show them things that they're not used to. And I show them quickly and I show them a lot of things. So that they are looking at, like, if you just go to our brainstorming template, for example, like it's a video, it's a website, it's a couple of posters, it's websites, it's apps. So I'm already just going, think outside. I'm showing you, I'm not having you think. I'm saying, here's the thinking done for you. Now you're inspired as a,
cool. What's the intent of the tiger and the bear activity?
That one is probably more so what you were describing with your monkey one, is I want them to think differently. I want them to think creatively. I don't always run that activity. That will be if I have a group that's not ready to go, like the energy's not there and they're not contributing, because then it is a bit fun and I make a game out of it.
It's a bit like silly and then they're more comfortable.
But if I can just show the other things that are in there as like samples and they're like, we get it, we're ready to go, then I just move straight into, okay, let's go. Give me the answers to the questions I have.
Cool. So it's sort of assessing the energy of the group.
Definitely.
Okay. Cool. For anyone listening, the panda, is it the panda and the bear? Tiger and the bear. You get 2 volunteers in your workshop and one of them chooses to be the tiger or the bear. So one's a tiger, one's a bear. And they have, I think it's a minute to come up with as many reasons as to why like they're better than the other animal. Whoever gets the most reasons wins. So it's sort of like a fun thing to get people thinking differently, have a little laugh, get everyone comfortable, and then you move into like the actual workshop. If anyone would like to try it, it's a good one. I like it.
I got that. I can't remember the person's name, but I definitely got that from someone else. I experienced that. It's in one of our YouTube videos where the person is given credit, but I can't think right now.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you for that advice. That was very good. I hope everyone enjoyed that episode. Don't forget to hit subscribe so you can be notified of all of our upcoming new videos. We've also got a library of so many videos that will add value to you as an instructional designer, learning designer. So check it out and we will see you for the next episode.
What's up, awesome human? Thank you on behalf of myself and the Belvista Studios team for continuously choosing to learn with us. We really appreciate it. If the tips and the insights and the context resonate with you and you want to take your skills to the next level, or you want to make your life way easier, you will love our Creator Hub. The Creator Hub is a place for people like you and us. Basically, it's the stuff that we use internally at Belvista Studios and then we just share it publicly with you. The The Creator Hub is created by instructional designers for instructional designers, and what you'll love there at the moment is we've got a quiz, Could I Be a Better Instructional Designer, that has so much tips in the feedback if you're interested in human-centered design or just taking your skills to the next level in terms of the solutions you're creating, the problems you want to solve. But in there as well, aren't we cute? That's us. But we've got the coaching courses, freebies, give us gratitude, and also we've got some templates. And basically they're always around the lens of learning experience design, instructional design, and e-learning. So a human-centered design focus is very much what we're about at Belvista Studios. So putting your learners at the heart of a solution and creating something for their needs. So there's the human-centered design stuff, and then we've also got the business stuff. So this is the stuff they don't teach you about when you want to become a freelancer or a consultant in the instructional design world. So go check it out. The link is in the description. You can check out everything that is available for you. Thank you for choosing to learn with us. Continuously invest in your skills. You will be rewarded as an instructional designer. Share this stuff, share it with other people, because when we are better instructional designers, we create better solutions that create better humans, that create a better world. So we have a very important role, and I'm excited to be on this journey with you. Have an awesome day.